lot of trust on you and your team.
Yeah.
That's why it's very important to have good team members too. Tell me about that too, man. Like, okay, I'm just getting started. I just started my business. Just got my LLC. I'm excited. I'm going out there door to door, but I have no track record. I have no trust. How do I build that up? What would be like a way for them to build that up immediately? What would you do?
Well, what I, without no track record, what I would tell them is, listen, I'm building this business for my family, for my kids. I just need someone to give me an opportunity. Just be honest. And people will see that and say, you know what? Let's give this young man a chance. Now, mind you, once they give you the chance, you got to show up. You got to make sure that you earn their trust, and you show up, and you're reliable, and you take care. My advice to somebody that's starting out is start small with small offices, lawyers' offices or private office, something small, that you can clean in about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. And little by little, you grow that same type of clientele. Then what you do is you ask for a recommendation letter. Hey, I know we've been cleaning your building for about a year. Can you do me a favor? I want to grow my business. Can you give me a recommendation letter? 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you yes. You can compile 2 or 3 of those, and you put that in a portfolio when you send the proposal. Boom, automatic track record with two or three accounts, and then you keep on using that strategy until you want to.
Right.
That has worked for us too.
Yes, sir.
Recommendation letters.
Huh. Interesting.
So start with small offices.
Yeah. I feel like I always think about reviews, but you know what? An actual letter of recommendation from someone.
Because remember, you have to remember one thing. When the potential client that you're trying to hire sees that your current client actually hand wrote or hand signed that recommendation letter stating that Darien service is great, we've been using them for X amount of time, that brings a big weight in your favor. And we won in the past, we've won some big clients just with 3 recommendation letters.
Yes, sir.
Because remember, that potential client doesn't know you. But when you're bringing in the owner, the president, or office manager of the cleaning that you're cleaning, offices that you're cleaning, I mean, that's a shoo-in. It would be very hard for that potential client, not to tell you no.
Right. That's a different level of credibility. Because it's not just you saying it. Hey, this is what this person is saying for this building. Yeah. That's 3 times. Sure. Well, that building may be 3 times bigger, but at the same time, this is still a legitimate company. And then,
sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to talk about that too, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But like I said, I highly recommend, if you don't have a track record and I'm starting my company, and try to get, just be honest with your 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, offices that you're cleaning. Try to try to build a good rapport with your client, and then tell them, 5, 6, 7 months down the road, hey, can you do me a favor? I'm trying to grow my business. Can you give me a recommendation letter? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, sure, no problem. And you get 2 or 3 of those, and you keep on using them until you want to. But the recommendation letters work. The reason why I'm telling you is because it works. It works for us. Mm-hmm. Right now, that federal project that I'm telling you about, I'm going to put that in my portfolio. post-construction cleaning at 75,000 square feet building for the Air Force. I mean, that, and I'm pretty sure that the general contractor will give me a recommendation letter because we're going to continue working with them. There you go. Now you got,
Let's go into that too, man. A big job like that can sound intimidating to some people, but just let's talk about that too, and how you're not just doing this whole 75,000 square foot building in 2 days. You told me you guys are doing it in phases. Tell me about that.
Of course, it's a military building, so of course you can't close that down. So what the general contractor did was, he was selecting certain, for instance, he selects about 8,000 square feet of area. He moved those soldiers to somewhere else in the area, renovated that. Once we finished, I came in, did the post-construction cleaning, then they moved the people back. So we did it in sections, which, being a mass building of that nature, that actually was in our favor because, you can clean 7,000 square feet building in 2 days. But it was just, like I said, it was just a blessing of God, man, that helped us out. Now we can put it, as a reference. We're going to continue working with them in several more projects in Florida. So I am blessed beyond measure.